Plants that provide food for humanity exist first as seeds which could be handled by the hand of man. It could be preserved, stored, and processed. The seed of the plants allow the whole plant miniatures in a seed. So if the manifestation of the potential of the plant would depend on the handling of the seed. If seeds are well handled, they thrive better in growth. Technology has even gone further to provide genetically enhanced and modified seeds for better quality harvest that meets human needs. God provided plant-bearing seeds to man for food, to grow to the stature of maturity and strength. And God said, "Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree, in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat." Genesis 1, verse 29. This command was given to man in a place where God provided for him to dwell and tend. Among other things that God wanted him to take care of, the plant or the tree bearing seeds for his food was there for his duty of care. Part of the duty of care of Adam in the garden was also to trim riotous growing plants and replace dead seed-bearing plants in the garden through their seeds, to ensure that they grew timely. Some rivers water the Garden of Eden to nourish the plants, and a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from hence it was parted, and became into four heads. Genesis 2, verse 10. The plant-bearing seeds and source of nourishment need a hand that can handle them for expected results. These two criteria were available in the place God put Adam, and he gave him the handling command to produce results that are expected. So whether the Lord gives you good seeds and nourishment, he still requires your handling, because he says that he shall bless the work of your hands. The seed and provision of nourishment must meet God to bless them in your hands so that the desired result could manifest. Having good seeds for planting, a good and well-nourished soil, and proper handling do not all translate to bumper harvest, except the blessing of God is released on the labor. You need the blessing to be released to enable your effort to produce admirable results. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but God that sheweth mercy. Romans 9, verse 16. So your effort is good, but it alone is not good enough. The handling is good, but not alone. And the nourishing could be appropriate for the seeds, but does not always manifest into a good harvest. When the trio is in place, you need the fourth, which reinforces the expected end. Whenever you honor God, the fourth will always come to act on your effort. One day, the leaders of the town of Jericho visited Elisha. "We have a problem, my lord," they told him. "This town is located in unpleasant surroundings, as you can see. But the water is bad, and the land is unproductive." Elisha said, "Bring me a new bowl with salt in it." So they brought it to him. Then he went out to the spring that supplied the town with water and threw the salt into it. And he said, "This is what the Lord says, I have purified this water. It will no longer cause death or infertility." And the water has remained pure ever since, just as Elisha said. 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 19 through 22. In the above passage, the trio was not all in place, but the fourth, which is the command of the blessing, turned the barrenness of the land into fruitful fields that could grow plant seeds for food. The nourishment was what turned a well-situated land into an infertile land. Water of bitterness was flowing over the land and deposited barrenness in it. Whatever is sown in the land would not be fruitful except the source of the nourishment is right. Elijah spoke a word according to what the Spirit of God put in his mouth, and it became as it was pronounced.